Hey guys, what is up? Man, I hope you're doing well. I hope Sunday is a good day for you. I hope this has been a great weekend for you. Guys, those who have just joined us, thank you for being a part of this group that we're growing. It is, 90 something strong at the moment. Maybe by the time you're watching this video, maybe it's at 100. I don't think that's going to happen, but if it is, hey, thank you, and thank you for joining this little thing we're building here. Those guys that have stuck around with me, just again, thank you. And I'm going to try to do something fun. I think when we hit 100, I think we're going to try to do something fun. And maybe this video can help me out with that. I think what we're going to do is we're going to pick out some of the best comments we've gotten on this channel about different topics. And I'm going to go over some of those and talk about them, I think. That's what we're going to do. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about something else, and it's a conversation that I think needs to be had for the culture of Nerdom. And this is a small scope, and I plan on making this a conversation that's a lot bigger in the future. But this is just a quick way to react to something and to have a fun conversation. Now, the video we're about to watch, I'm going to go ahead and pull it up right here. The video we're about to watch and have a discussion about is just a short clip of a podcast from The Real Rejects, and it's Quig Jandro talking. Now, if you don't know who those people are, I'm going to put a link in the description so you can check them out and check out maybe the full podcast if you want. That, and I'm sure there's more of you that know them than you know me, to be honest. But that said, Quig Jandro brings up something kind of interesting, and I want to have a conversation about it. Now, I don't always agree with everything they say, but that's the cool part of this community we get to live in. We get to hear other people's opinions and talk about it. And I say that there's some interesting things that he says here. So we're going to watch it, and then we're going to discuss about some of the things that we love, and if it's okay to enjoy and love things, is it okay to enjoy the things that we love? And we will discuss. But anyway, without further ado, let's play it.
It's exhausting for me because I genuinely love this shit. It was like, oh, you love everything. And I'm like, I just don't hate everything, with a side of I can be critical while still pointing out the positives.
Right.
It sucks that I have to validate my joy. And that's what the internet is. It's if you don't like something, I agree with you. If you like something, prove it. I hate that we have to validate the experience that's positive, and the experience that's negative is so much easier because there's no vulnerability in it. Hating something is the easiest thing in the world to do. It's a default setting that's going to get you more likes, it's going to get you more engagement. You can put your little tear faces on whatever woman you're mad at on the thumbnail, and there you go. That's easy and it's profitable. But loving something is exposing that you share in a communal experience with the filmmakers, that you're being vulnerable. I'm not saying to love everything, but I think you should be able to find merit in anything. And I think I got that from being raised in a world that loved like my family loved stuff.
Okay, so I want to reframe what he just said. I want to reframe it, okay? Take away love and hate, okay? Love and hate. Take those two things away, all right? And put in enjoy and angry, okay? Because I think this is the reality, okay? And this is in the nerd culture we're in. Here's the reality. We have people who are enjoying everything, and then we have people who find ways to be angry at everything, okay? And then there's people in the middle, okay? There's people in the middle. Now, for example, I'm just going to be honest, okay? He talks a lot faster than me, so I apologize. If you like his speed, I'm slower. I'm sorry. I got to probably work on talking a lot faster, but Quig Jandro, I would say, is on the side of maybe enjoying most things or enjoying a lot of things. And I think he made an interesting point on where it sucks that he has to validate everything. He has to validate why he enjoys everything that he enjoys. Now, part of me would also say that maybe that's just a part of the experience of being a nerd and having these conversations. We've always had those conversations about why this sucks or why this doesn't suck, and having those conversations back and forth can be healthy, and especially as long as you don't take it personally and you don't other the other person, right? You don't separate yourself from them. On the other hand, you have the other group of people on YouTube, and people, honestly, I probably agree more with personally, and I actually think tend to be better people than a lot of the Hollywood YouTubers, okay? Just being honest. I'm not saying anything about Coy specifically, even though I'm sure me and Coy probably disagree on a lot of stuff, just being honest, but probably find things that we probably would agree on. I think, for example, a lot of the YouTubers, you know who they are. I think there's a lot of YouTubers who are pretty more negative on things, tend to be more negative on things, and they're on that other side. But I do genuinely believe that they, a lot of them are really, really good people. I think they would do anything for you. They're fun people probably to be around, and I enjoy watching a lot of their videos. I mean, it's easy one to say is like, Nerdrotic or Geeks and Gamers. I really enjoy, a lot of those people's content. I do enjoy watching them, but even then, there is sometimes when I watch, for example, if I ever want to watch Friday Night Tights, there's sometimes where I will take a pause, see what they're talking about, and be like, you know what? I get it. Things do suck right now, but I don't know if I want to hear 30, 40 minutes about how things suck. I agree with them a lot of the times, but sometimes you just don't want to hear it. Sometimes you don't. And then sometimes the conversations I love of theirs the most is when they're loving something. Like when they were talking about Penguin, when Penguin came out. They truly loved that series, and hearing them talk about it was wonderful. Now, ironically, I think sometimes they're closer to this than sometimes a lot of the Hollywood people are. But I think there's a middle ground to this. Because here's the reality. The reason I brought up separate what he said, separate instead of saying loving it, enjoying it, and instead of saying hating it, being angry at it, because I think both of these derive from a love of it. People, when they talk about it, they complain about it, they still love it. They still care about it. And when they, are proclaiming how great it is, and they're enjoying it, and they're loving it, but when I say love, you know what I mean. When they're happy with it, that comes from a sense of love. So both of these are coming from a sense of love. But the problem is that those who put blinders on, okay? Those who put blinders on and don't recognize the bad things. Other people recognize the bad things and are demonized for recognizing the bad things. They are othered. They are separated from the group for recognizing the bad thing. And the people who have the blinders on refuse to accept that anything is wrong with the thing that they're viewing. Maybe because it fits, the narratives they believe in. For whatever reason, they are refusing to accept that there might be something wrong that they can give zero criticism of. On the other side, hating things constantly can become joyless. It can eat at your heart. Quite literally can eat at your heart and make you demotivated. And if it's just constant negative criticism because you find the one thing wrong when there's so many other things that are right, but you just focus on that one thing wrong and discourage anyone else from enjoying it, then that is also something that leads people astray, and they look at both and they end up not caring anymore. And that's the thing that leads. That's hate. That's true hate. True hate is when you become apathetic towards it. And here's the thing. The apathy is at fault of both sides of the culture, the nerd culture, but is also at fault of the people who make it. All three bear some responsibility. And so what is the answer? What is the answer that we should be trying to go towards when it comes to the things that we love? And I would say this. The balance is honesty. The balance is honesty. And I'm not saying that Koi is being dishonest by any means. I'm just bringing up a reality of the fandom, that you have one side that always loves no matter what. You have one side that always hates no matter what. And then you have this side in the middle. And maybe with the Real Rejects and, Friday Night Tights and Neurotic and Geeks Gamers and all these guys, maybe they are on the opposite sides of the middle. And maybe they're both sitting their points of view and they're both honestly looking at things from their lens. And but just because maybe culturally they disagree with other things, it drives them to either dislike or like something. The goal should always be honesty. And I think honesty forces you, emotionally, forces you to call out the bad and call out the good. And probably give some sort of constructive feedback on how to make things better and how to do things better. And that on this channel is what we're going to try to do here. I'm going to try to be honest about things. If something is woke, and when I say the word woke, like preachy is really what the term I'm using. If it's overly preachy, I'm going to call that out. If it's overly silly, I'm going to call that out. If it's overly whatever, I'm going to call out the things that I see that would make the entertainment not watchable and not enjoyable for people. And maybe the things that I call out may make you love it. But at the same time, I'm going to find the things that I found in the material that was good. And if it's something that you still didn't like, that's totally cool. And I hope that you let me know about it, because I enjoy the conversation. And I think that's the other thing too, is honesty, I think, leads to constructive criticism, but also being willing to have conversations with people you disagree with and not othering them because they disagree with you. I would love to talk to someone who is a diehard Tom King fan. I am not a Tom King fan. I am not. I like Wonder Woman. Not Wonder Woman. Definitely not Wonder Woman. His run on Wonder Woman, definitely not. But Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, I really enjoy. But, I haven't enjoyed a lot of the other things that he has written. I enjoyed the first arc of the Batman that he's written. But there's a lot of things like, Human Target, or, there's a couple other things that, Strange Adventures specifically, that would be the big one. Strange Adventures, that book that enrages me still the moment I think about it. But it causes me to be angry, not because I hate. There's certain elements of it that makes me feel like hate, but it makes me angry is the real word. It makes me angry. But I still love DC. I still love Adam Strange, the character. I still have love for that character. But that story does make me angry. Whereas y'all saw me, those who are subscribed, and if you haven't, I would encourage you to watch my video, selfishly, I would encourage you to watch my video of Superman, the teaser trailer. Guys, my enthusiasm was coming out of my skin. I was so happy and so enthralled with what was going on, and I felt like we finally had something that I could be happy about and passionate about and excited about. And both sides are important. Both sides should be able to share their thoughts and their opinions and why they care about the things they care about. But we got to make sure we don't go to either side. And it is a bummer sometimes when you do make something positive and either it feels like you're not being rewarded for it because no one seems to care, or everyone is calling you out to make you justify why you love the things you love. But I would challenge, I do think financially, for a moment, I think hating things is easier to get clicks on because it causes you to have conversation. It causes you to think through why, and it's probably easier to listen to. It's a lot easier to listen to because people who enjoy things are probably just going to say the same things of why you enjoy it, which is cool to hear for a while. But disagreeing with something does force you to acknowledge things that maybe you hadn't acknowledged before. Hey guys, me jumping in real quick, just to add one extra little thing, because something that Koi said that I've kind of thought about and I want to add this to the discussion, He said that basically, you know, if you hate everything, you get clicks, you get all these things. I also want to keep in mind this. Yes, you may get more clicks if you don't like something, because that's just how people work, humans work, the algorithm of things when it comes to people wanting to have conversation. Yes, that may be true, but the other side is access. And those who are constantly positive about everything do get more access than anyone else. And it keeps them alive. They get to talk about things before anybody else. They get to enjoy things before anybody else. People get to dream that they could be them because they get to go to the red carpets and all these different things, which from everything I've heard doesn't actually equal dollars, but it does equal opportunity. And so for someone like Coy, it seems that with his hard work, with merit, but it seems that he has been afforded a lot of opportunity, and I think a lot of that is afforded to probably his positivity. That said, though, I think we have to be honest, there's two sides to both of these things. One may, because maybe there is a little bit of honesty there, but because you don't like something, yes, people may seek that out a little bit more, but if you always love something, you get more opportunities from that. So just something that I think people need to keep in mind. You don't see Critical Drinker getting pictures with the Winter Soldier. Just putting that out there. Anyway, go back to the other video. Bye. So we do need to find a happy medium. I hope we get to it. I think we're going to as a culture, because we need to, because like I said, the blinders is not healthy, and I think it leads people away from the things that we love, and honestly keeps it from being better than what it can be. But on the other side, I do think constantly being angry at things also leads to just being apathetic towards it. And maybe there's a better way to do it. But eventually, all things lead to the people who create it. If you don't make something good, then it may lead people away, especially if it's constantly not good. And that falls then on the creators that make it. So, anyway, guys, I would love to hear your thoughts and your opinions on this subject. Maybe you disagree with me on certain aspects of this. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. But guys, you know, whatever you're doing, wherever you're going, I hope you're having a good one. Peace.